And then now we have apparently, what is it, one, two, three people who have brought up that this potential BS ISIS link. The show had Amala Pola Hansberger, the founder of Legal Immigrants for America, which is a far-right Christian organization that advocates for strict immigration policies, just pretty much started name-dropping terrorist groups. And, of course, our president is tweeting about it as well. Last week, Trump signed right on to quickly debunk the theory that the Caravan was being paid by the Democrats or George Soros to reach the country before Election Day, and has been... But wait, why would we want them to reach the country before Election Day? Like, this helps the Republicans. This does not help Democrats. This makes Democrats antsy and uncomfortable. They don't really like it. So Kevin CF responds to a Trump tweet that says, "Sadly, it looks like Mexico's police and military are unable to stop the caravan heading to the southern border in the United States. Criminals and unknown Middle Easterners are mixed in." Unknown Middle Easterners, great, yeah. No, it's not true. I've alerted Border Patrol and military this national emergency. Must change laws. He finished it off. This is a national emergency. We're going in. Trump's calling it national emergency, guys. It's very, very important. Sound the alarm. Wait a minute, we gotta turn that louder. It's a big alarm. It's national emergency here, guys. We gotta have a big alarm. Yes. There we go. Kevin CF, though, responded, "Hello from southern Mexico, where no one covering the caravan has met anyone from the Middle East, and there is no way to discern anyone's criminal history." Like, we just don't know that there was any kind of criminals in this situation. No one's gonna say, hey, I'm a criminal, I'm in the caravan here. What's going on? No. Like, that's ridiculous. You're just saying unsubstantiated random things. And, I mean, we know we don't care, but it's important to, like, actually tell you that these things are wrong, because there's going to be so many people telling you that these things are right, but no, they are, in fact, wrong. So George Soros is paying them. We don't know, folks. Folks, we don't know. On Sunday night, BBC reported the caravan had reached the Mexican border with Guatemala, about 1,000 miles from the U.S.-Mexico border. We have sunburns, we have blisters, but we got here. Our strength is greater than Trump's threats. Brittany Hernandez, a migrant with the caravan, told AFP today. So, yeah. That's the way it looks right now, and that's pretty much an update on the caravan. Hopefully they are able, a lot of them, to get an asylum from the awful situation they're facing at home, and hopefully they can just get into this country with relative ease, if they should be able to get in this country. Like, if it's lawful for them to actually get into this country. I think that's what we should do, and it's what we owe to these people who walked this far, but something tells me it won't be all the best. That's for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking with us here on Newsflash. We still have a lot of stuff to get into today. We got about 2 stories to do, and then we're pretty much through. There's a little bit of Kanye example. A little bit of Kanye example here on Newsflash today. But anyway, big, huge story today, because a new poll finds that most Republicans actually support Medicare for all. That's a big deal. Yes. Round of applause for the GOP actually coming out there and supporting what is a good policy. It's a very good policy. And, yeah, that's what we know. A new American Barometer poll conducted by Hill TV and Harris X Polling Company found something that, on the surface, does seem to be pretty incredible. Majority of Republicans support a universal health care policy known popularly as Medicare for all. Hill reported 52% of Republicans supported the policy, while 48% opposed it. 25% say they're strongly supporting Medicare for all, while 27% said they're somewhat supported it. The Hill writes, and that's before really any argument has been made. That's before any Democratic body of power has pushed it. But still, there is already very subsequent pushes to say, not like there has. there's already really some pretty major support. Like 52% of Republicans. Like, that's a majority, folks. Like, this is actually Republican registered voters, people who have been out there watching Fox News, consuming right-wing media, hearing about how awful this is. They still have been listening to at least some truth in there, and they are realizing that it's not that bad. It could work. It's possible. It's something that it works. It's really incredible stuff. Big encouraging sign here that this is the way it is. Yeah. So meanwhile, 22% said they somewhat opposed the idea, while 26% said they strongly opposed it. Yeah. So it's according to 1,000 American citizens. 26% of Republicans strongly oppose the Medicare for All program, or 25% strongly support it. That's 1/4 of Republicans. So it looks like it's 1/4 either way of Republicans, and pretty much the rest are either somewhat supportive or somewhat opposed. The data and other recent polls like it shows that much of what's considered conventional wisdom about American electorate is wrong. Trump wrote a column 2 weeks ago bashing universal health care, and Republican politicians have spent decades spewing propaganda about small government, convincing their voter base that Obamacare would kill them, and warning about liberal overspending, of course, spreading fear about possibly socialized medicine. How big a deal would that be? It's so awful. Oh no. But somehow, some way, they have found a way to rise up against that travesty, because it's really incredible. The president writes an op-ed about it, saying that Medicare for All is BS, but still, they managed to do it. And the fact that still somehow, 52% of Republicans support it. Like, that's pretty crazy. A lot of people didn't read his op-ed there in the USA Today. Yeah, and they're presented, like these Republicans, they're presented with the social option of socialized health care. Republican voters still think it's a better idea than what we have now, because they're not immune to awful health care. Like, no one in this country is immune to awful health care. I mean, especially if you make a certain amount of money. Another recent surveys found that focus on healthcare may be even pulling away some senior Republican voters for whom Social Security and Medicare are top issues. This shouldn't be surprising, though, because medical debt deeply impacts millions of Americans, dramatically lowering their quality of life, and we're going to get to a story about that next, and often making them sicker. Who wouldn't want a way out of that? And yet, Democrats supposedly on the side of the working class had to be dragged kicking and screaming in supporting Medicare for All, which they have insisted for years would lose them votes. Anyone who tries to make that argument is clearly just say that, because there's no argument behind that. Like, there just seems to be no argument whatsoever for that. The Hill's campaign reporter Reed Wilson said the Republicans have yet to figure out a strategy on the issues. It's a perfect time. We take back the House, we push something, we motivate something. Like, the Democrats actually have the chance to come in and possibly, maybe, control policy for once. And like, once there is actually surrogates on TV, once Bernie Sanders, once Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, once Ro Khanna is out there on MSNBC, CNN, they're doing interviews, they're talking to people about this issue, and they're spreading the stats and the facts about it. Our national discourse will finally be about policy, and a very good policy at that, and B, it will rally support even further. Because, I mean, no public argument really has been made for this. Seriously, other than like a few debates held by like Bernie Sanders and Ted Cruz on CNN, but still, it's already immensely popular even among Republicans, which is pretty incredible. Yeah. So this is a debate that's only just started. Reed Wilson's campaign, the Hill's campaign reporter. There's a lot of Republicans right now who are trying to figure out ways to talk about Medicare for All that will bring the number of supporters down and bring the overall number down. Will said on the Hill show what America's thinking. Republicans are only beginning to think about how to message this, so this is not baked in at all. This is just a debate that plays over the long term. The Republican politicians now have an unenviable job of convincing voters that free healthcare is bad. And all we got to do now is wait for the Democrats to come in and F this one up, because you can never really trust them not to do that. And it's something I learned, because I have not been watching politics for a long time, but there's one thing I've learned. It's that you can always sit, you can always wait for the Democrats to screw this puppy up. And yeah, it's not very surprising once they do. Like, you kind of get used to it after a while. All right. A new American life expectancy study shows that we will rank 64th by 2040. This is again according to new data. So it was released by the Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation. It was reported by Bloomberg. Shows that the United States is expected to fall in global life expectancy. In 2016, U.S. ranked 43rd among 194 nations. Again, supposed to be the best country in the world. Supposed to be able to do everything there, right? It's supposed to be the best thing ever. No. We're 43rd. With the average life expectancy here of 78.7 years. That's already pretty weak for the richest country on earth. Again, richest country on earth, supposed to be conservatives tell us all the time, the best country on earth. America's so great. Wow. But yeah, we are the richest country on earth, and we have the 43rd best healthcare. This is why progressives are the way we are, because we look at the facts, we see the way it is, and there is there's a real problem there, and that's it. That's an air horn point. Big deal. That's the way that is. According to the data, 2040 is the year American life expectancy will increase only to 1.1 years to 9.8. Meanwhile, our global rank will drop 21 spots, leaving us in 64th place. Other nations are on pace to make massive gains that time. China is expected to rise from 68th to 39th, while Spain is expected to take the number one spot, currently held by Japan. So why is America doing so poorly? There are a lot of explanations, mostly related to health. The top 5 health drivers that explain most of the future trajectory for premature mortality are high blood pressure, high body mass index, high blood pressure, blood sugar, high BMI, body mass index, tobacco, and alcohol use. Air pollution, though, also ranked sixth for the reason. Many of those factors are linked to stress, which, as Jeffrey Pfeffer argues in the book Dying for a Paycheck on Modern Management, harms health and company performance and what we can do about it, is driven in large part by poor American working conditions. America is also the only industrialized nation without some form of universal health care coverage. That could help a little bit if we improve labor, other things like that. Yeah, there's so much we could work on. There's so much to improve. So maybe, hopefully, that 2040 rank proves us wrong, and we make some big changes. And that all starts with voting. Everything starts with voting November 6th. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening to me talk to 28 and a half minutes. It's been very fun to do that with you here today. We hope you enjoyed it today. So we got a little bit of some plugs to get to. 2 new Red Alert episodes over the weekend. They're going to be on Monday and Saturday throughout. We got Tuesday and Friday reserved for Newsflash, and that's pretty much the way it's going to stay from here on out. STV and Classics will be continued to update periodically. Spotlight Season 2 is coming soon. Global is out, and more information about the midterms. I have, ladies and gentlemen, I swear to God, I do have the full list of people joining us here today. It's really exciting. And pretty much all these people have actually confirmed, and there's still some people we're trying to get. So, midterms, November 16th, Spencer Walsh, Nicholas Walsh, Maria Walsh, Glenn Bradford, David Langland, Clara Ensamore, Steven Stanley, Rohan Pandey, and Suvid Kirkard. 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m., 8 p.m. It's going to be a great show. We hope to see you there. You can listen to Spreaker.com/TSCWS. All shows immediately go to iTunes. They're going to be broadcasting through the Newsflash